Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is all about the Tarte Shape Tape Concealers. I put out a video about my favorite concealers and a few tips and tricks regarding concealers pretty recently, and if you haven't watched that, I'll leave the link to that in the description below. But basically I talked about all my favorite concealers and Tarte Shape Tape being one of them. I asked you guys if you wanted to see a more in-depth review about this concealer, just because I know it's a really popular one that all these beauty gurus talk about, but it's a little bit hard to get your hands on. So I asked you guys if you wanted to see a full review on that, and a lot of you guys said yes, so here I am with that. Tarte Shape Tape Concealer is a little bit hard to come across just because you can only buy it at Ulta Beauty, which is like a makeup store in the States, and on Tarte.com. So there's only two places to buy it, which is super unfortunate because it's such an amazing concealer. It's like one of my favorites, and it's really annoying to buy something like a concealer online because it's so hard to match your shades. Sometimes the shades that you see in the pictures aren't necessarily what you get in person. And for me personally, when I went to go buy this online, I was struggling to find someone who had a similar skin tone as me, who used the Tarte Shape Tape, and I was just struggling to find a review on it because I was like, how do I know which color will match me? I don't know anyone that has the same skin tone as me that's used it or has done a review on it. Anywhere I looked, most of the people were much lighter than me, so I was like, this is just not gonna work. I asked a few friends, but even they weren't the same shade as me, so I was just like really guessing at one point. I found like one or two reviews online of someone who was about the same shade as me, but then again, it was on Reddit, and I was like, I don't know if you're a beauty blogger, I don't know if you know what you're talking about, I actually really don't know what you look like. So it was pretty much a guessing game for me from the beginning. Ugh, just hit my background. Anyways, yeah, pretty much a guessing game for me. Now, another problem with buying it online is that on Tarte.com, you're only limited to 2 per order, and if you buy it on Ulta, you can be paying like some crazy shipping fees, and Ulta doesn't always ship everywhere either. So that's a problem on its own. For me, I was just like, I really don't know what shade I'm buying, so I want to buy multiple and just see what kind of works for me. And the good thing for me is that because I freelance and I have clients, if the shade didn't work out for me, I can always keep it in my kit and use it on my clients. Whereas a lot of people don't have the ability to do that. Like, most people just buy makeup for themselves. So having like a bunch of shades in your makeup kit doesn't make sense for a lot of people. So I thought I'd try to make it easier and break it down for my medium to deep skin tone girls out there that are looking to purchase the Shape Tape, because it really is an amazing concealer, and when you find your right shade, I can promise you you'll fall in love with it. So I didn't end up buying my concealers online. I actually had a friend that was going to Miami at the time that I was looking to purchase these, so I was just like, can you grab some from the Ulta store from me there? And they agreed to it, so I ended up picking up 4 shades. So these are the 4 shades that I picked out. From top to bottom, it's Tan Sand, Tan, Medium, and Light Medium Honey. I have the swatches on my hand so that you can really tell what the shades look like against my skin. Now, I chose these 4 shades because most of my clients are Indian or Sri Lankan, which means they're in and around that skin tone, and I just thought for that purpose it would work well in my kit. Now, before I get into what concealers I think would match you, I'm going to give you a little bit of background about what my foundation color is. I'm going to use the MAC Liquid Studio Fix as a reference point for my foundation color, just because I feel like everyone's been through this MAC phase and kind of knows their color at MAC. So at MAC, I'm a NC42 in the summer and an NC40 in the winter. So keep that in mind when I talk to you about my skin tone and what I use. I'm also going to be referencing MAC shades to match the rest of the concealers as well, just so you guys have an idea. And in this video, I am going to be talking more about medium shades and deeper shades rather than anything lighter than that, just because there's already so many reviews for lighter skin tones. So I thought I'd make one for us, you know, richer, more melanin poppin' type of girls. So if you're about an NC30, I would say Light Medium Honey is your highlighting color, and then if you mix Light Medium Honey and Medium together, that would be your actual skin tone. Please keep in mind Light Medium Honey is a very, very, very fair shade. I know it's like the one step down from medium, but like you can see there is a huge difference. I will also leave like some reference pictures of people who I think match these shades in the description below. Links to either their YouTube or links to my page of like clients I've done who I've used these shades on, just so you guys know kind of what I'm talking about. But yeah, I've used light medium honey on my mom, and it is even a little bit too light for her, I would say, and she's very fair skinned. So just kind of warn you guys that be careful if you are using light medium honey and you are a lighter shade, just because it is very, very, very fair. That's why I would say even if you are an NC30, you are on the lighter shade of the mediums, it's still gonna be like a highlight color for you, and I would mix, yeah, medium and light medium honey to give you your actual shade. Medium might be just a little bit too dark for you. Now, if you're between an NC35 to an NC37, I would say light medium honey is your highlight color and medium is your actual skin tone. Now, if you're between an NC40 to an NC42, which is what my shade range is, I would say medium is your highlight color and tan is their actual skin color. I can also get away with tan sand, but that's just because I have a bit of darker circles, so it still covers up pretty well. I would say if you don't really have a dark circle problem, tan sand might be a little too dark for you. Out of the two colors, I prefer tan over medium for myself personally, just because I do have those dark circles. I find that medium can tend to make, if my dark circles are like acting up and really bad, then they can tend to make my eyes look pretty gray. I usually use medium if I'm really going for that glam highlighted look, but other than that, I'm the type of person that just likes my skin looking even instead of like super highlighted and contoured. So I usually opt for the tan. That's why you can see that tan on the swatch here is a little bit lighter, because I use it a lot and I'm pretty much done it. So I really had to like swipe it on there. Now, if you're an NC45 to an NC47, I would say your highlighting color is tan and your actual color is tan sand. Now, all of those MAC shades that I referenced before have a yellow undertone to them. I have a yellow undertone to my skin. If you get into NWs, you have more of a cool undertone, which means you have more of like pinks and reds in your skin. Now, if you're anywhere in the NW40s to NW45, I would say tan sand would still work well for you. I'm not too familiar with the NWs just because I don't use them too often, so I'm just going to tell you guys that straight up. These are more so my guesses from my background in makeup and what I see. So yeah, if you are on the lower end of the NW40s, then you can use tan sand. It might be a highlight color, and then you can use deep as your actual color, but I'm pretty sure tan sand should just work for you regardless, to brighten up your eyes. It'll be more of an in-between of a highlight and your actual color. Now, if you're an NW45, which is the deepest shade that I carry in my kit, and for the most part that does cover like the darkest clients that I've done before, it is a pretty deep shade, and I'm pretty sure in Canada that's the deepest shade that they carry, but I could be wrong. Like, this was like way back when I was building my kit, and that's what I was told like a few years back, so I'm not sure if they've expanded their collection to add even deeper shades. But NW45 is the deepest shade that I carry in my kit, and for the most part it's worked, not for the most part, it has worked for all of my darker skinned clients, especially ones that I know that have had issues finding foundations and things like that. So for anyone that's an NW45, I would say deep is your highlighting color and rich would be your actual skin color. Now, I'm not 100% sure about this just because I've never really swatched deep or rich, so I don't know how dark it gets. I've seen one of my YouTuber friends use deep on her skin, and she's not as her skin's not as dark as an NW45, and she uses deep to actually match her skin tone. So I would say if you're an NW45, deep would probably be your highlighting color, and rich would be a little bit like either your actual skin tone, or if you mix the two, it'll make your actual skin tone. It's really unfortunate that Tarte doesn't have a wider range of concealers on the deeper, like medium to deep end, just because it's such a great concealer and so many people want to buy it, but you know, they don't have that great of a shade range for darker skin, and they have such a great shade range for lighter skin. So I don't know, I don't really understand that. Tarte, hopefully you come out with more shades in your Tarte Shape Tape Concealer because it's honestly a winner, and I know everyone would want to try it. So those are just my recommendations of what I think would be your guys' skin colors based on MAC foundations. Now, if you're concerned that you bought the wrong color, I wouldn't worry about it too much. The concealers blend out so well. So it kind of blends right into your skin, and it does adjust to your skin a little bit. Like, I've used Tan Sand before, even though it is a little bit darker than my skin tone, and it still works for me. If you've bought a concealer that's too light for you, just take a setting powder that's a little bit darker and apply it on top of the concealer, and it'll, you know, bring it right back to your own shade. And if you bought a color that's too dark for you, just do the opposite. Get a setting powder that is like maybe a shade or two lighter so that it brightens up that area. Just my overall review of the concealer, I think they are amazing. They give you a very full coverage. It's very similar to the NARS Creamy Concealer, so if you're a fan of that, I definitely think you would be a fan of the Tarte Shape Tape. The reason I like it better than the NARS Creamy Concealer is because it does give you a slightly heavier coverage and it's less expensive. I believe it's $35 Canadian a bottle for the Tarte Shape Tape, whereas the NARS is $42 a bottle, but you get less product in the NARS than you do the Tarte Shape Tape. I guess with like shipping and things like that, the Tarte can end up being around the same price, but you do get more product, I can promise you that. And it just blends so well into your skin. It's very creamy. It doesn't crease as much as you would think it would. And on top of that, even though it is a heavy coverage, it doesn't feel cakey and like you're wearing a lot of product. So it covers everything up without making you look like a cake face, which is great. And everyone knows that I have a dark circle problem, and it's one of those concealers that seamlessly covers up my dark circles so well. I cannot emphasize enough how much I love it. Now, that's just my little review of what I think would match your skin tone based on my experience and what I've used on clients. Now, if you're still a little confused, feel free to leave a comment below. Even DM me on Instagram with a picture of yourself. I can maybe help color match you a little bit better, just because I'm not there in person to help you out, so I have no idea what your skin condition is like. If you have dark circles or scarring or hyperpigmentation or anything like that, I can help you a little bit better if I know what you actually look like. So feel free to follow me on Instagram and DM me there. I would be more than happy to help. But I really do hope that this helped you guys figure out your shade, and I hope you guys also enjoyed this video. So if you did, please do not forget to subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, and share this video with someone who's looking to purchase the Shape Tape Concealer, because y'all know the struggle is real, and you know, we should just help each other out. Anyways, guys, I'm not going to keep you any longer. So thank you so much for watching and for all the love and support, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!